All right, guys, we're here, obviously at the Warped Tour, and I don't have to say really much, but we want to start with Justin from Anti-Flag. And how you doing today, man?
I'm
How's everything?
fantastic. It's good to be here.
Right on. Actually, I had to take over just to ask him a couple of questions because they were really urging to me. But let's start off with how you feeling today? How's the weather, and how's everything for you as far
Well,
as
as you may or may not be able to see in the viewing public, it's a beautiful day here in Southern California, as it usually is. Palm trees abound, blue skies. I'm having a great day.
So let's talk about this album that you guys have out, that one that's released.
Blood and Empire. Yeah.
It just talks a lot about like war and a lot about politics, and it's just really heavy on stuff like that. And you guys, I know you guys are hardcore anti-Bush with, I'm a pro with that too. But I want to start off with what's up with your lyrics. They're so strong, man. How did you guys come up with all these thinkings and just
Well, I mean, I grew up in an activist family. Both my mom and my dad are activists with everything from the civil rights movement, feminist movement, anti-nuclear movement. So, I grew up in this environment of going to demonstrations, going to protests, and I grew up around folk music that was protest music. My dad's from Ireland, and both my mom's parents are from Ireland, and a lot of Irish music was rebel music, and it was about freeing Ireland from the grip of the British Empire. So, I kind of grew up around all this kind of social consciousness raising and around a lot of protest music and people who were trying to make the world better for other people. So, it's just something that I guess social justice is like in my blood, It's something that when I see things and when I learn about things that I don't think are fair or just, that's what inspires me to write songs.
Nice.
So that's really where you see a lot of our lyrics coming from.
Well, and mostly all your covers are all like the aftermath of wars. You know what I mean? So I really think that's really like a reality check. You know what I mean? For everybody. Sometimes we see on TV, it's just like a little bit of edited here and there, and it's not the real thing. It's just like some of the stuff that they want to get out there.
Well, yeah,
and also with the FCC, we're under FCC too, so it's something that we have to face out there.
Yeah. Well, when you really see the true ravages of war and you realize that, people do lose arms and legs and people's guts literally spill out onto the ground. I mean, it's really horrific, and we've met a lot of kids in the last in the last couple of years now since the invasion of Iraq who fought in Iraq. I have a cousin who's in Iraq. It's a real personal thing for us to meet kids who are over there and who are like, they killed people or they lost friends, and it's ruined their lives. And it's amazing to talk to them, and they have post-traumatic stress disorder. The military's not giving them the proper care that they need. They didn't even send them into combat, a lot of these troops, with the proper gear. So it's incredible to me just to see what happens to people as a result of warfare, and it's really tragic, especially when it's an illegal, unjust war, which I believe Iraq was. And I believe that one of the reasons we've been speaking out so strongly against the Iraq war is I believe that George Bush, the White House, and a lot of members of Congress misled the American public into that war without giving us the truth as to why they were invading that country.
Wow, it's very powerful stuff, man, you just said right now, and it's really realistic too as well. But then also, what about the facts of the White House? What do you think they're up against? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really think that our war is over there, but I mean, you know what I mean? Again, this is Van's Whoop Tour, so we're getting a little political here, but let's talk a little bit about that though.
About the White House and what's going on? Well, I think that this White House is doing things that our country has never done before in its history. The war in Iraq was a preemptive war. Preemption means that you invade a country before they have the opportunity to invade you. The problem is that Iraq was no threat to the United States. Adolf Hitler used the exact same rationale, preemption, for invading Poland. And so George Bush, and when Poland was no threat to Germany, and George Bush used the exact same logic with invading Iraq. And it was just an excuse. It was the excuse of weapons of mass destruction. There are many people who are inside the CIA, who are inside of U.S. intelligence, who are saying, look at what the White House is saying about weapons of mass destruction is not true. All of our reports say otherwise. What the White House is saying about the links between Al-Qaeda